sow your seed and you reap the reward. I have to say, not to none, and I'm glad Dr. Wilson's story turned out the way that it did, but when I heard the part of the story where he said God spoke to me in a jail cell, all I hear out of that is other convicted individuals, whether they're innocent or not. They have that moment, they say, hey, why ain't God talking to me, telling me who to get in contact so I can get out of here? I think God cares about us before we get in the jail cell. My name is Caleb Robertson. I live in Martinsville City. And just as I'm here tonight and I hear everybody's story, not to take away from anybody's story, but mine is a bit different, and I think it has its own value. I am a millennial. I've heard different generations. I'm a millennial. If you look at a lot of studies, millennials aren't interested in going to church, and Gen Z has even less interest in going to church. I've been married for 8 years. I didn't have a baby until my 7th year of marriage. I graduated high school. I had no domestic violence in my childhood. But I do want to say that all this success that I've had, I credit to biblical upbringing. And so when I hear educators and law enforcement, there's a whole nother institution that ought to be helping y'all, and y'all are not getting help from it. And it is the church. The churches are not teaching, like somebody said tonight, domestic violence is not normal. Single parent households are not normal in the biblical view. There ought to be a mama and a daddy, and the children ought to be able to grow up and see that and recreate it. There was domestic violence in my dad's side of the family, and my dad made a conscious decision 30 years ago. We weren't going to have anything to do with that side of the family. He has relatives that are convicted sex offenders, and he just said, y'all not getting close to my kids. That's how I'm going to raise my kids. If there's danger, they're in my house. It's my baby. And he's not getting close to it. But I think for a millennial, when we go to church, we see concerts rather than Bible study. We see entertainment rather than education, and we are still generations deep into, y'all remember Oral Roberts? You sow your seed and you reap the reward. I have to say, not to none, and I'm glad Dr. Wilson's story turned out the way that it did, but when I heard the part of the story where he said God spoke to me in a jail cell, all I hear out of that is other convicted individuals, whether they're innocent or not. They have that moment, they say, hey, why ain't God talking to me, telling me who to get in contact so I can get out of here? I think God cares about us before we get in the jail cell. So, educators, law enforcement, I wish y'all had more help from local churches. But I do believe that a lot of pastors are just interested in car funds and titles rather than community outreach. I can see some people shaking their heads no. But I will say, the Church of Christ on 823 Starling Avenue, we door knock every Sunday, and we pass this literature out to total strangers from us. And this is 2-3 months worth of bulletins that promote mothers in the home, daddy staying home, get married, stay married, love your kids. And I talked to one lady